Hello everybody and welcome to Catch, Cook, Repeat. My name is Andrew. Today we're going to be making a Japanese rice bowl, but instead of using a regular ribeye steak or something like that we're going to be using a venison backstrap. So to start off, what we're going to do, we're going to salt and pepper both sides. Now what we're going to roll this around into all of our salt and pepper that's collected on the bottom. Get a good coverage on it. And I've taken this out about an hour before I plan on cooking it, because we're going to take this little rack here, lay it on there. This is going to allow it to bring it to a room temperature before we cook it. And it's going to allow all those seasonings to really penetrate into the meat, so it's going to have a better flavor overall. Now, while we're letting that steak come to room temperature, I've got about a cup of rice here. What we're going to do, we're going to rinse this off about 2-3 times, try to get all the starch off of it, so that we can let it set for about 30 minutes before we put it on our rice cooker and let it cook. So we'll go ahead and do that. What we're going to do, take our fingers in here, just kind of work the rice around. See all this, how it's getting like a milky color now? That's all that starch coming off of there. Drain that out. Got our second bit of water here. You see it's already milky. A third time now. See how it's starting to clear up? I think one more time and that'll be perfect. So that water's cleared up now. We're gonna let this sit for about 30 minutes and then we'll add it to our rice cooker, let that cook, and by the time it's done, everything should be ready and we'll assemble our rice bowl. So it's been about 30 minutes and you can see how our rice has soaked up some of that water. And what we're gonna do, there's still a little bit of starch in this water, so we're going to pour that out. And we're going to put, I like to do about equal parts water sometimes. This one, we're going to do, put our water in there. And try to go to about right here, the first knuckle. Let's see, it's about right. So now we're going to put this onto our rice cooker and we'll let it cook. So it's been about an hour and our rice is done and our steak is just about ready. So what we're going to do now, we're going to make a sauce mixture that we're going to put into the pan after the steak gets done to drizzle over our rice bowl. So to start off, I have some sweet cooking wine, some soy sauce, and some sugar. First off, we're going to take just about a tablespoon of sugar, because we're not going to be making a whole lot today. Then we're going to add soy sauce. Our sweet cooking wine. Whisk all that together until the sugar dissolves. That should be just about ready. I also forgot that for the sauce we're going to need an onion, so I've got half of a yellow onion here. We're just going to slice it and add it to the sauce when we make it. How much we've got, that should be just about enough onion, so we'll do with that. So we have our pan heating up over medium-high heat. We're gonna add some oil in there. And I'm gonna grab our backstrap. Place it down in the pan. And we're ready to cook. So now that these sides are starting to brown up, both these sides, we're going to hold it on edge and the edges cook too. Now I'm going to add in some butter, that way I can baste it. It's going to have a nice buttery flavor as well. Go ahead, flip it over, see that nice crust forming on there. Exactly what we're wanting. So my butter's starting to burn a little bit, but that's alright. There's still a lot of flavor in there. And a little bit of garlic to that. So now that we're getting close to the temperature we want, we're going to take it out. We're going to let it rest on a wire rack to cool down a little bit. And then we're going to slice this up and add it to our rice bowl. Now in our same pan, I'm going to add a little bit more oil. Add our onion in there. Get it cooking a little. And then after it cooks a little bit, we're going to add our sauce mixture in there. Now that our onions have cooked a little bit, they're starting to get translucent. Take our sauce mixture here, add it in. Make sure we get all the sugar off the bottom. Now we're just going to let this simmer for a little bit. And here in a few minutes, turn that heat down. We'll have a nice sauce to add on to our rice bowl. Now that we have our sauce on the stove over there reducing, we're going to cut up some chives as a garnish. For that, we're just going to take our knife here. Make our way down. I don't have the best skills, especially with this fine stuff like this, but as long as it's small enough to work as a garnish, it's fine. We have a nice little garnish to go on top. Let's cut the steak into the center of the bowl. So now we've got our steak on the board. It looks a whole lot darker on camera than it actually is, because it looks kind of burnt on camera, but it really isn't. I'm going to take our knife here. I'm going to slice it. You can see we have like a nice medium rare. Now let's assemble the bowl. So now we're going to take our tongs, place the steak around the rice in our bowl. Flip that one around so the pink's on the outside. Kind of tuck it down in there. Few extra pieces. Next on there, we're going to take our mixture here, our sauce, put it over the top, even down into the rice a little bit. Now, you can add an egg in here. I'm not going to. But if you prefer to, you can. Put some of our chive on there. And there we have it. A venison steak rice bowl. Now all that's left to do, we gotta try it. Here's a steak. Get some of the rice out of there. The sauce from the steak. And that's actually really good. The sauce really helps to balance out any kind of like gaminess flavor that you might get from it. So I got a little bit extra here. Let's see, a little bit on there. That's really good. So all the sauce is essentially like a teriyaki sauce. I mean, I guess you could buy a teriyaki sauce and use it for this, but it's a lot more satisfying making it yourself, putting in the work, having it all come together to make a delicious dish like this. I'll see you on the next one.